Johnson City Commissioners voted last night to approve a settlement in the so-called Jane Doe lawsuit involving a payout of $28 million. That lawsuit was filed by a group of women and claims the city police department failed to properly investigate alleged serial rapist Sean Williams over a period of years. News Channel 11's Jeff Keeling has new details into what that settlement could mean for the city.
This is one of the largest settlements that I can remember, because especially when you're dealing with the city or municipality, I mean, there are certain limits and certain policy limits.
Civil rights attorney Corey Shipley is talking about the $28 million Johnson City is ready to pay to settle a civil lawsuit and why that might be happening.
Based on my experience in civil cases, a $28 million settlement does not just get given to someone if there's not a fear or at least a concern that something will happen when it comes to the ultimate venue, as I said, a courtroom, and what a jury is going to believe.
The city is free of police corruption claims in the civil case originally filed by victims of alleged serial rapist Sean Williams.
There would be immediate motion by the plaintiffs for dismissal with prejudice of all claims related to the Sean Williams portion of this case.
But a claim alleging city police engaged in a years-long unconstitutional pattern and practice as to women reporters of sexual assault remains.
It's very, very negative for the city, very, very negative for the police department.
Shipley is talking about a policing expert's report released in 2023. Eric Daigle looked at 5 years' worth of sexual assault complaints made to Johnson City Police.
Now, mind you, this is an outside group that was hired by the city to come in and look to see if there was a pattern of omissions and looking at certain things of investigations were not done properly.
Daigle's conclusion found a litany of investigative shortcomings that could negatively affect the quality and efficiency of their response to sexual assault cases, and that JCPD's response to sexual assault was challenged based on gender-based stereotypes and bias. Those findings seem to form the crux of potential liability.
If that comes in front of a jury where there is a pattern of conduct that has taken place that is not anywhere near as egregious as the allegations, but it could be argued that it's as egregious because we're not protecting the people that are bringing these allegations. So you have to be concerned about that.
Shipley says that's because civil plaintiffs only need to tip the scales toward their side for a jury, not prove things beyond a reasonable doubt as in criminal cases.
If the defense in the case cannot prove that there are more questions than answers, you have to be concerned as an attorney, someone that's advising a group of people, that look, you do have some exposure here.
In Johnson City, Jeff Keeling, News Channel 11.
We reached out to the city this morning. City leaders say the $28 million will come out of the general fund. The city also said it will not consider any layoffs due to the settlement, nor will the payment impact services to citizens.
I have a personal connection with Johnson City, Tennessee. Both my grandparents are buried there. They weren't from there, but that's where they ended up, and that's where they ended up being entombed at, actually. They're not in a grave, they're in a mausoleum. I guess that's what you call it. It's long rows of caskets in a wall. So I have a connection with Johnson City. So to see that this happened there, it saddens me. Now, I've got another video that I'm going to show you, and dear Lord, is it nasty. When you fully understand what the Johnson City Police Department was doing, I don't even know where to begin. It's that bad of a situation. And people need to know about this. They really do. And the sad part is, this is happening in a town that, okay, they were a decent place to deal with. I've never had any complaints about Johnson City. They're a little unoriginal at times. This is a little bit of trivia for you. I don't know if it's still only called the Mall. I don't even know if it still exists. But the mall that was in Johnson City at one time was called the Mall. The only two things that Johnson City was really ever known for is, one, it was well, it is, still is, the home of East Tennessee State University. And two, per capita, it was the East Coast LGBT home, more LGB than LGBT. But other than that, it's basically a boring little city. So for this is some nastiness. By the way, folks, if you like this kind of content, people getting news out, because that's all I do. I cover news. I don't cover pop culture. I have another channel that's dedicated to sports, but this is my news channel. If you like news, want to hear about news that isn't always covered in the main press areas and all that, then hit subscribe. I've always got it. I'm trying to get to 1,000 so I can get to the point that I can start interviewing people. I want to start bringing people on interview. But after my introduction, we're going to go to another video that'll explain a lot more about what was going on.
Howdy y'all, this is Paul, the Redneck Thinker. What we have here is a channel to communicate. I want you folks to be thinking by the time you leave my videos. Why? Because I'm tired of people talking via what other people tell them to think. So, watch my video and enjoy the chance to think for yourself.
Tonight, new court documents in a lawsuit against Johnson City Police allege new evidence supports claims that police extorted money from Sean Williams to cover up his alleged crimes.
News 5's Caleb Purney explains what the documents say and the ongoing battle between Johnson City and the women who say they were raped by Williams.
Sean Williams is at the center of 4 cases, 2 criminal cases associated with child porn and escape charges, and 2 lawsuits against Johnson City Police alleging they failed to investigate. One suit from former federal prosecutor Kateri Dahl, who claims she was wrongly dismissed for calling attention to the issue, and a second suit from Williams' alleged victims. It is that lawsuit where court documents filed by attorneys for the unnamed women allege new evidence supporting their claim that police extorted money from Williams' business. The documents claim police enabled Williams' alleged crimes by corruptly conspiring to obstruct any investigation. They also claim Williams' business partner, called Female 4 by the suit, withdrew $2,000 in cash each week to pay officers. The documents say bank records obtained in discovery corroborate those claims by showing Female 4 withdrew nearly $30,000 in cash from the account of Williams' business. The documents say the withdrawals were done in $10,000 increments, alleging that Female 4 structured the withdrawals to evade mandatory suspicious activity reports. The court document is part of a series of back-and-forth motions between the 2 sides of the case over what discovery will be provided to each side. Both sides have claimed that the other is making overly broad requests in an effort to harass the other. Williams' alleged victims are seeking more evidence from Female 4 and former officers, including bank records. They say that information could prove defendant officers financially benefited from extorting Williams' business. Caleb Purney, News 5, WCYB.
News 5 reached out to Johnson City Police. A spokesperson said in the statement, quote, "There has been no evidence presented to support allegations of corruption by the Johnson City Police Department, and we welcome any investigation that could dispel such claims," end quote.
Sean Williams is set to go to trial for his escape charges on July 16th. The charges related to child porn, scheduled for August 27th. The lawsuit by Kat Dahl against Johnson City, set for October 22nd in Knoxville. And the lawsuit filed by Williams' alleged victims against Johnson City is set for April of 2025 in Chattanooga.
So, after watching all this, I am pretty certain that you will be as sickened as I am. And I hate watching this stuff, but people need to know what is going on with these police departments. You see what's happening in Washington, D.C. right now with Trump cleaning house. Folks, I keep hearing, oh, they can barely hire anybody at these police departments. Well, you know what? My solution is that we need to raise the standards and hire only the people that have that meet certain standards, and that will cause everybody else to go, well, if I want to be a police officer, I need to raise myself up to those standards, and then I'll be worthy of being a police officer. And guess what? If everybody has to meet higher standards, all of a sudden everybody that's meeting these standards will realize, hey, I had to work really hard to become a police officer. We're going to do it this way because it'll keep everybody more honest. That's just my thoughts, though. I know there'll be people that'll disagree about it. But hey, this has been Paul, the Redneck Thinker. Y'all have a good day now. Bye.
Folks, I just want to say thank you for listening. I want to thank you for taking your time. I want to hear what your comments are about what you think on this topic, because your comments are what's important, not necessarily mine. I don't care if you're Republican, I don't care if you're conservative, I don't care if you're liberal, I don't care if you're Democrat. I want to hear your opinion on these topics. I want to thank you yet again for listening to my video. Like, subscribe, and all that other hoopla. This has been Paul, the Redneck Thinker. Y'all have a good day now. Bye.